Hello, my friends. How are you doing today? I hope you are doing well. Today, I have a different kind of video for you. We are going to play a word game. Now, the purpose of this is not to overwhelm you. It is not to worry you. The purpose is to teach you new words and also some cultural things. So let's take a look at our game. It's called Connections. And Connections is a game from the New York Times, which is a newspaper here in America. The goal of Connections is to look at 16 different words and try to see which ones connect to each other. It creates 4 groups of 4 words. So let's take a look. So here we have connections. Now, this puzzle changes every day. So this is the puzzle for May 8th, 2025. So here are our 16 words: pen, cup, joy, wick, chop, candle, ocean, dice, yard, pencil, author, bond, compose, Jones, scorecard, and write. So the way to think about connections is it's all about the associations between words. This game focuses on words having multiple meanings. So this will teach you probably new meanings to words you think are familiar. So for example, you probably know the word pen. You probably think of this word as something you write with. For example, this is called an Apple pen, but pen also has another meaning. This can also be something you do. So if this is a noun, meaning it's a thing, it's also a verb. It's also something you do. You can pen something, which means to write or record or make note of something. So, for example, I can say this book was penned by this author. It was written by the author. It was penned by. So, that's what this game relies on. So let's take a look at more of these words. We have pen, we have cup, joy, wick. So let's start building connections. So pen is also similar to pencil, but we're looking for groups of 4. And very often something that happens in this game is you find 3 that go together, but not 4. So we need to have some patience. What I'm going to do is solve this myself and explain why I'm choosing what I choose. So I'm looking at this puzzle and I see a connection between pen and pencil, but I don't see other things you can write with. There's other things that are similar, like compose and write. To compose something, like you compose music, for example, but you can also compose a piece of writing. And then, of course, to write is the general verb. So because what we know about pen can also be a verb, compose is a verb, and write is a verb. We can sometimes use pencil as a verb. You can pencil someone in, for example. But author has the same similar meaning as pen. You can author something. Author is also a verb. So I think these four go together. I think the topic or the category is ways to record something, like record a piece of writing. So let's see. I'm going to submit this. Commit to paper. So these are all verbs that you can use when you are putting something on a piece of paper. You can author something, you can compose something, you can pen something, you can write something. Okay, so there's our first connection, our first category. Let's see what else I can see. Okay, chop and dice. These are both verbs as well. Chop is an action you do when you're cooking. When you want to cut something up into smaller pieces, you chop it. Same thing with dice. To dice something is to cut it into small cubes. That's to dice something. However, these two are connected, but I don't see two others. I don't see two other verbs that are about making something smaller. So I don't think these go together. Candle, ocean, yard, pencil, cup. Now, something interesting here. Jones is a name. I don't believe that it has other meanings. I believe it's just a name. Joy can also be a name, a girl's name. Okay. I think I see. If I'm correct, this is a cultural thing. Okay. Jones is a very popular last name. If you like movies, if you like action movies, maybe you see the connection. Bond can be a name, but Bond can also be a thing. It can also be a verb. So it has multiple meanings, but it can also be a name. It's the last name of a very popular action character, movie character, James Bond. Wick can be two things or can be multiple things. Wick can be a name, and it's the last name of an action movie character, but it's also the thread inside of a candle, the part that burns inside of a candle. It's called a candle wick. So I could also think that wick and candle go together, but there's nothing else that goes with that. So Jones, Wick, and Bond. And then if you are familiar with the movies Ocean's 11 and Ocean's 12, there's multiple movies. George Clooney plays a man named Frank Ocean. And Wick is John Wick. These are all very popular action movie characters. So I think heroes of action movie franchises. Okay, so we have two categories, two more to go. All right, so Okay, I'm looking. It gets harder as you complete more categories. The more categories you complete, the harder it becomes. Here, something I'm thinking about is words that are part of a compound. So a compound, we have a lot of compound nouns in English. A compound noun is when two nouns stick together to become a new word, a new thing. So for example, a very common one is jellyfish. Jelly and fish are their own nouns. When you stick them together, it becomes a new word, jellyfish, which is an ocean animal. Another example is a ladybug. Lady and bug are their own words. You stick them together and it becomes a new word. A ladybug is a type of bug, a red bug with black spots. So that's something I'm looking at or looking for as I look at these words. I'm wondering if 4 of these words share a common compound. I don't think scorecard is part of it. Scorecard is also a compound. Score and card are separate things, but you put them together, it becomes a new thing. I think I might see it, actually. I think I see it. Okay, that's 3. Okay. All right. So I think I'm right about the compound. So yard. So your yard in America, your yard is typically the grass around your house. That's what we would call a yard. Joy is being very, very happy. A candle, something that burns with wax. And chop is making something smaller. However, all of these words also connect with or share the same compound. Yardstick, joystick, candlestick, and chopstick. So a yardstick, we use yard also as a measurement in America, and a yardstick is a wooden piece like a ruler, but for a yard, which is 3 feet. A joystick is what is part of a gaming I can't think of the word. A gaming controller. There it is. A candlestick is a candle, but a very long candle, long and tall candle. And a chopstick is what, like, for example, people in Japan, people in China, they use 2 chopsticks to eat. I think that's what this category is. All right. Now, I try to guess the category of this final one. I know these words create a category, but I don't know which category. So I'm going to try to guess. Pencil, cup, scorecard, dice. Oh, actually, I think I know what this is. These are all things you can use for a game, specifically Yahtzee. I don't know if it is that specific, but there's a game called Yahtzee where you use a cup and you put 5 dice into the cup. You shake it, you pour it out, and you record your score on a scorecard with a pencil. So let's see. So parts of a game is my guess. Oh, it's specifically Yahtzee. Okay, fantastic. Fantastic. All right. So that was Connections. Connections can be a very fun game. It can also be very, very frustrating, but it can also be very fun. So if you watched until now, if you are still watching, comment a gaming emoji so I know who my loyal viewers are. Also, if you enjoyed this video and you want me to make more videos playing this game or other games, please let me know. Thank you so much for joining me, my friends. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Until next time, bye.